Alright, what's up everybody? This is the Headliner MC posting on your boy Billy's channel. Hope you guys like the picture that I have in the background, and you guys probably don't know me. I'm the Headliner MC. I do gaming. I'm an ungeneric / generic COD and Minecraft commentator, so if you guys like that and all that other stuff, go on over to my channel and subscribe. Since Billy's so awesome, he's letting me post this on his channel to help me, get more fame. Just because my channel is it's, kind of small, and I have a lot of inactive subs, so I get like 13 views and I have like 40 subs, so if you can sub over, that'd be awesome. Both know each other from Zephyx. He's a partner, I'm not, so whatever, doesn't matter. Other than that, subscribe to his channel, it's pretty epic. Other than that, see you guys later.
Hello everyone, welcome to another installment of WGS-TV right here on youtube.com/WrestleGamer and ZFX I'm Double B Billy Boudreaux, being joined tonight by the stunning man Ashley. Ashley, how you doing tonight?
Feeling slightly exhausted after everything that's just gone down.
That's right, because Super Bowl 47 is now in the books. The winner, Baltimore over San Francisco by a score of 34-31. So we're going to go over a few of the stats here and kind of, try and analyze the game and give you guys our thoughts and opinions on how the game went tonight. Let's start with the passing and individual stats. For Baltimore, we get Joe Flacco for 22 of 33 yards. I'm sorry, for 22 for 33 for 287 yards with 3 touchdowns. For the 49ers, of course, it was Colin Kaepernick with 16 of 28, 302 yards with 1 touchdown and 1 interception. Receiving, for Baltimore, we have Antoine Bolden, 6 receptions, 104 yards with a touchdown for 30 yards. We also have Jacoby Jones with a 56-yard touchdown grab. For the 49ers, we have Michael Crabtree leading the way. 5 receptions, 109 yards, with a touchdown of 31 yards. Vernon Davis closely right behind Michael Crabtree with 6 receptions, 104 yards, with a long of 29. Rushing-wise, we have the 49ers, a little bit more of a rushing team than the Baltimore Ravens tonight, with Frank Gore, 19 carries, 110 yards, with a touchdown. We also have Colin Kaepernick, the quarterback, with 7 carries, 62 yards, and also holds a touchdown of 15 yards, which I do believe now is the current record by a quarterback in a Super Bowl game. The longest rushing touchdown by a quarterback in Super Bowl history now belongs to Colin Kaepernick with a 15-yard touchdown rush. Let's go to some of the total stats here. Before I go any further, the Ravens rushing-wise, Ray Rice, 20 carries, 59 yards. We also had Pierce with 12 carries and 33 yards. So you kind of see the flip-flop side when it comes to the rushing. 49ers more of a rushing team tonight more than the Baltimore Ravens. Let's go ahead and get to the team stats here. Let's go by total first downs. Total first downs for the 49ers, 23-21 from the Baltimore Ravens, 9 by rushing, 13 by passing for the 49ers. We also had, for the Ravens, they had 6 by rushing, 13 by passing, no penalty yards by first down, so that's good to see. Third down efficiency for the 49ers, not very good. They were 2 for 9 which nets them to 22 percentage. Fourth down efficiency, they were 0 for 1, which also came from the fourth and goal play that happened at the end of the game, which did cause a lot of controversy, but we'll talk about it when we get to it. Third down efficiency for the Baltimore Ravens, they were 9 for 16, which nets them their percentage of 56. And the two were also in the zero goose egg category when it came to fourth down efficiency, as they were 0 for 2. Total net yards, that category also belongs to the 49ers, as the 49ers netted 468 yards to 367 of the Ravens. If you break it down, net yards by rushing, the 49ers had 182 yards, net yards rushing, to 93 by the Baltimore Ravens. So again, another huge difference in rushing yards, as the numbers do portray. Average yards by passing yards. I'm trying to find it in my notes here, because I see I have total net yards rushing. I'm trying to. Well, let's go by what the quarterbacks had, because that's what I got to
No,
be.
if you, the pass, the stuff that I've got here, the passing, the 49ers had net yards of 286. Ravens a net yardage of 274.
All right, thanks for helping me out on that one, Ash. I'm pretty sure I took down all the notes properly off NFL.com, and I'm trying to see where. Well, now I see it. Now I'm seeing my yards. I need to wear my glasses when I read stats, but anyway, let's get to some more of these stats here. As we have a time of possession, we have the 49ers at 27 minutes, 27 and a half minutes to 32 minutes and 23 seconds for the Baltimore Ravens. So, penalty-wise, we didn't have a lot of penalties, which is also very good to see in your Super Bowl game, your championship game of the NFL. So, very good to see that both teams were kind of disciplined in that category as well. Here, as I'm trying to again find that average on here too. I'm 32 years old. I need my specs. I don't know why, but I thought I had all of. I thought I had all of those. Let's see. All right, penalties. Here we go. Penalties. We had 2 penalties for 20 yards for the Baltimore Ravens, to 5 penalties and 33 yards by the San Francisco 49ers. We had 3 touchdowns for the 49ers to 4 touchdowns by the Baltimore Ravens, 2 by rushing, 1 by passing for the 49ers, to 3 touchdowns passing, and 1 kickoff return for a touchdown, which we will talk about very shortly here. Red zone efficiency, we had the 49ers were 2 for 6, which netted them 33%. And their goal-to-goal efficiency was 1 for 3, which is a 33%. Red zone efficiency for the Ravens, they were 2 for 4, 50%. And their goal-to-goal efficiency was 1. They were 1 out of 2 for 50% as well. Final score, 31 for the 49ers. Baltimore Ravens, Super Bowl champions, with a score of 34. Now let's get to some of the some parts of the game here, and in the game in the first half, it was really a one-sided affair. Ashley, a lot of people would say, because I remember if the remember correctly, the score at halftime. I'm trying to remember. I think it was somewhere along the lines of
21-6.
Yeah. So yeah, a lot. So a lot of people.
Ravens.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people at that time were kind of considering it a one-sided affair at that time. So at halftime, were you thinking the same thing?
It certainly looked that way, but it's also worth mentioning that it was a very, very kind of violent and tense thing as well, because there was about 2 or 3 fights going on within the first half alone between them. I mean, we even had a penalty for unnecessary roughness from both teams, so the penalties just cancelled each other out.
Yeah, it's a lot of emotions. Were on high, because again, this is your championship game. Both teams wanted to become the Super Bowl champions. Let's get to the opening of the second half. Baltimore Ravens were receiving the kickoff. Jacoby Jones, about 8 yards deep in the end zone, receives the kickoff and goes, and what we were told at first, 109 yards, and then later on, believe after the game was over, we have been corrected, and it's now stands at 108 yards, which is still an NFL record for a kickoff return for a touchdown, which now belongs to Jacoby Jones. But at that point, what was your reaction to seeing this kickoff by Jacoby Jones go 108 yards and a score from Baltimore Ravens right off the bat in the second half?
partially from that sense, it looked like the match was probably over, but also, in essence, for San Francisco, looking at it, it was. I mean, when you normally do a kickoff, the team that does kick does kind of relax because they expect to take the guy down at the 20. But in this essence, the San Francisco players were like Manti Te'o's girlfriend, non-existent, because the way Jones just went through, it was surprising. It was something that you'd expect only to happen at the Super Bowl, and well deserved, I think, because I think you may argue so many of the things, but it was arguably that score that hinged it, because looking at the other stuff, it was only a couple of field goals that were scored beyond that from the Ravens, which if you take the touchdown that they scored from that kickoff, San Francisco would have won by 4.
Exactly. But now we have an incident which I believe was another first in Super Bowl history, because this year's Super Bowl resonated from the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, which is in New Orleans, which is in my home state of Louisiana. And then,
Bias.
well, biased, yes, but for some reason, the Superdome just did not look good, because the fact that during the very next series, they already had the kickoff. The 49ers have the ball. It's 3rd and 13. Well, it's third down with 13 to go. And what happens? We had a power outage. About over 50% of the lights in the Superdome.
Half the side just went gone.
Yes, and we lost the commentators, we lost power, we lost the scoreboard. It's just like they were playing a dark game. No score, no referees, no announcers, nothing. CBS just stayed on the air for about, I want to say, about 3 to 4 minutes, and then decided to cut to commercial break while they tried to make heads or tails out of this. And what? From what you heard, Ashley, there was like a multitude of reasons that from what you heard, that the power went out.
Well, I think the reasons actually bundle together, because obviously the halftime show, which we probably would talk about, but Beyonce, I think, did a pretty good job. Also saw the reuniting of Destiny's Child, which was a nice little moment. Arguably stronger than the Black Eyed Peas one and the Madonna ones over the past few years. Then again, I'm being biased again because the Who were brilliant and the Rolling Stones were brilliant and Paul McCartney was brilliant. Note to Super Bowl: go for British artists for the halftime show. They're normally better. Mainly because they were also legendary. But anyway, but I think that could have been the actual halftime show could have been an impact. Because I think this is the first time that you've really had a huge halftime show scale of show anyway in the Superdome. Because I don't think, the last one I think was about 12 years ago, was it?
Something like that.
And I don't think there was this kind of media thing. It was still a big one, but with all the stuff behind it now, it's really kind of trying to get the momentum. So think about it. The power's been on for an hour and a half the first half. They then turn all the power off because they need all this, they need it to be in the dark for the lighting to let the mystery of the Super Bowl halftime show go on. And then they turn it all back on, which, if it's running off generators, it's going to cause a lot of strain. And by the sounds of it, one of the generators might have gone sod it. And hence we had the power cut, which I think lasted, well, the power cut lasted for about 20 minutes, but it took 34 minutes from match stoppage to match restart.
Yes, 34 minutes total. Now let's get to the fourth quarter here in the game. It's we got 2 minutes left. It's third down, 30. Go ahead.
Before we get to the fourth, we might as well mention San Francisco's comeback.
Oh
Because
yeah.
arguably that third quarter is one of the most action-packed we've seen. Not just for the touchdown, not just for the power cut, but the fact that San Francisco scored 17 points in 4 minutes and 10 seconds.
Arguably, and in total, since the power outage, the 49ers had outscored them. If I'm correct in this, somewhere along long lines of, I think maybe 28-10. And
At that point, I think it was 28-6.
yeah, 28-6 at that point. Yes, but 49ers with a great comeback here, and now now the fourth quarter, which is a very controversial thing to talk about. You'll understand it as soon as we talk about it. It's 31-29. Third and goal at the 5 with less than 2 minutes to go. They go to Michael Crabtree, incomplete. Then we go to fourth down at the 5-yard line. They go again to a pass to Michael Crabtree, but it was shown very clearly on the replay that number 22 of the Ravens, Jimmy Smith, had clearly held or interfered with Michael Crabtree, and the referees do not call it, which was, a lot of people can view it as a different ways. It could be illegal contact by the defense, it could be holding by the defense, it could be interference, but what the replay clearly showed, Ash, was there was contact initiated by Jimmy Smith onto Michael Crabtree before the pass that got there, and the referees do not call it.
Is it not ironic that in this season it's bookended by amateur refereeing decisions? The opening of the season, literally, because they were amateurs, and this one, yeah, looking at second glance, the referees should have. The referees can review it themselves, can't they, if they think
Well,
they've got it wrong?
I don't think when it comes to penalty plays.
Okay. Because obviously, I think even just before that, though, there was a dodgy call by the referees as well, just within the 2-minute warning. I think it might have been on the third down.
Yeah, when the 49ers had called timeout when you thought they should have been flagged for a delay of game.
No, I think you said there was roughing or no, because he was doing the holding thing, wasn't he?
No,
I think that was
this
before the thing, though, wasn't it?
No, it was after. This is the one we're talking about right now.
No, but there was also another one that the head coach was getting really angry at.
No, that was the one he was getting angry at. It was this one.
No, but there was actually one before that the referee. It was just, I think, as the 2-minute warning had gone. It was the first play in where.
One of the third down pass to Michael Crabtree when it looked like there was pass interference.
Yeah.
They didn't really show the replay of that one, but watching it at first glance, it was very, very close to pass interference.
Yeah, and then of course the next down,
Which
became not just pass interference, arguable holding.
Yes, and the referees do not call it. So the Ravens get the ball back. They go a 3 out, but they get up to line for a punt. They call a timeout, and then they line up for the punt again. And then actually, this was something you were talking about, a hypothetical situation that the Ravens actually went through with. What did they do?
I think it was 11, but then they rounded up to 12 seconds. And the way they were talking about on the coverage was that they'd probably go for a safety. But what they did instead was they went for the safety, but they let the clock run down as much as possible as well. I think it was 4 seconds.
Yes.
So it was an interesting move there. It didn't go quite as according to plan as I thought it would, but they did what they had to do, take the hit, because obviously at that point they were ahead by 5, so they could afford to sacrifice a 2-point safety with 4 seconds to go, and from there, Baltimore kicked off. It was a good kick, but whether this again was some sort of tactical fail by San Francisco, they had the opportunity to call a fair catch for obviously from the free kick,
But they did not
but
do it.
they didn't. And then got to about the 50-yard line, and there was about 7 Baltimore players there to make sure that he got no further. And if they had called fair catch, then you could, who knows what could have happened there. You could have had one fluke incident just happen, and San Francisco go for a touchdown. So, and looking at the stats as well, it's not many times when you have somebody passing for over 300 yards and losing.
Yes. But let's go to MVPs. Now, the official NFL MVP for the Super Bowl this year was Joe Flacco, quarterback the Ravens, and understandably so. Do you agree with that? And if not, who would you pick as your Super Bowl MVP?
Arguably, it has to be him because he did set up the 3 touchdowns that happened. But I would argue that the touchdown from the return also deserves some credit because he saw the awareness of the. Can't remember. It was
Jacoby Jones.
Yeah, Jacoby Jones that did it. That I think deserves some credit as well because he saw that gap and he made sure he took it. And yeah, 108 on that is impressive in itself, and that doesn't even count to the 56 that he took in receiving yards as well. So.
Mm-hmm. If I have to pick a Super Bowl MVP, I would say the blackout.
The electrician.
Yeah, the electrician that got the power back on.
Beyonce or something.
Yeah, well, yeah. So, again, ladies and gentlemen, it is a final score, Super Bowl 47 in the record books. The winner and Super Bowl champions for the 2012 NFL season belongs to the Baltimore Ravens. Also, would like to make mention that this was the last game for Ray Lewis, linebacker for the Ravens, for many, many years. And, this was, you already gone on record saying that this is his last season, that he's not going to pull a Brett Favre like Brett Favre used to be. I'm out, I'm in, I'm out, I'm in. He's more like, Brett Favre was more like Ann Hesh deciding, am I in or am I out? Am I in or am I out? Who knows? But
it's also worth mentioning that, but either way, somebody was going to lose their streak. Because San Francisco, I believe, haven't lost a Super Bowl final.
No, but
in their 5 previous appearances, they won. Baltimore have only been in 1 Super Bowl before this, in 2001, I think it was.
I think so.
And they won that. So either way, somebody was going to lose their unbeaten record, and turned out, arguably, the upset happened again, and Baltimore, because if you look at it, Baltimore were 10-6 for the season, and San Francisco were 11-4 with the 1 draw. Yes, if you haven't been following it this season, they actually had a draw in the NFL this season.
Mm-hmm. But again, I just want to pay some respects to Ray Lewis. He had a magnificent career over in Baltimore for many years, and tonight was his final game as an active NFL player. So, with Baltimore winning, I think that just makes his retirement game tonight much more sweeter to him and the people that matter to him the most. So again, I just want to tip my hat off and pay some respects to Ray Lewis and tell him thank you for a great career. Even though you've never played for the Saints, I'm a Saints guy, but I do respect good football games, and that's what we had here in Super Bowl 47 was a great football game between the 49ers and the Baltimore Ravens. Ash, your final thoughts on Super Bowl 47?
It was an amazing match because It's like at first half going into the second half, it was like this is over, and then by the end of the third quarter, it was like this isn't over. So yeah, it was action right down to the last couple of minutes. It was arguably decided on the last drive that San Francisco did. It wasn't the definitive last drive, but it was pretty much decided on that. And yeah, roll on. I think is it the New Jersey Stadium next year?
I think so.
It's the same stadium where they're having the WrestleMania in a month or so.
Yes. So
There you go. Ironic that this year's Super Bowl might be next year's WrestleMania venue, and this year's WrestleMania is next year's Super Bowl. WrestleMania 30 and Super Bowl 49 is coming from Sydney, Australia, just to confuse everyone.
So, with that being said, we want to know what you guys have to say about Super Bowl 47 this year. Be sure you put your comments in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and favorite this video. And please don't forget to subscribe to youtube.com/WrestleGamer and youtube.com/ZFXTV Network. So, for the Studly Man Ashley, I'm Double B Billy Boudreaux, saying thank you very much for watching.
I wonder when the power cut happened, if it would just be a replica of Dark Knight. And Bane would suddenly come on the pitch going,
Holden, number 69. He was giving him the business. That's such a sweet voice.